Okay, I'm going to try something a little bit foolhardy. I'm going to take off on instruments and let the camera show this view. So far so good. Airspeed's alive. Luckily it's a very wide runway. I'm going to rotate now. Up we go. Tap the brakes. Wheels stop spinning. Gear up. That wasn't too far from centerline. And flaps up. Whew-wee. It's a bit nerve-wracking, but fun. Nice. Well, for further disorientation, I might put the nose up and try that aileron roll. It's all fun and games till somebody gets hurt, I guess. So I'm just circling over the town of Ljuscica in the Soka Valley. Ljuscica, which is waypoint 2 in this flight. Now let's continue up to the northeast. Watching out for the power lines. Case in point, I don't think these ones cross the valley, but one must be cautious. Pause there caused by me saving the camera angle. Disk activity. Now these ones cross the valley, I think. See them on the left. Maybe not. Maybe not. Certainly cross that valley. Beautiful colours in the water up here. Just gorgeous. I lost track there. I've turned back on myself. Keep turning. Heading south again. Right, so I should have veered left at that point. First time I've made that mistake, but the first time for everything. Up this way. And coming up to waypoint 1, 2, 3, I think it's 4 or 5. I have to check my notes. Anyway, it's where we head north west again towards the ossuary of Italian soldiers. Passing over a dam here, which is another waypoint. Some low fog in the valley today. At the town of Mostina, right here, we start heading to the north west, and the valley broadens out considerably. Beautiful. Barely over the power lines there. And up to the ossuary of Italian soldiers from World War I. Headed up towards the ossuary of Italian soldiers in northwest Slovenia, right near the border with Italy and quite near Austria. Beautiful and wild part of the country. Look at the river. Fantastic. Some low foggy today. Just spice things up a bit. This is a great valley for your bush aircraft. Plenty of spots to land here along the riverbank. Occasional bridge. Okay, approaching our next turn point. It's at waypoint 5. Let's see if we can get a look at it through the fog. It's under the right wing. Slowing up. Quite misty here today. And dead ahead. Really worth a visit, that place. Approaching the first bridge with some trepidation. Looks awful small from here, that gap anyway. Pressing on, yes, there's one, and second one, hard to see, but it's in the shadow, and we're through. Power lines on the other side, so let's pull up, and let's accelerate. Pretty good as far as power lines go now for the next couple of minutes. Speaking of which, I'll start my timer. So the Soccer River, really nice valley, and wow, I should have adjusted those mirrors, but I'm not going to take my hands off the controls now. Beautiful. Left and right. It gets very dark in those shadows. Another left. Another right. Left again. And then we should be coming up on our northeast leg, which would be waypoint 3, I believe. Yep, here we go. Over this delightful town, and then we head northeast, just following the valley. It should get wider, it does, but also brings with it more power lines, so let's be cautious. Try to stay in the middle of the valley. Jolly good fun. Quite a big quarry up there. Next stop, waypoint 3, which is the Podcello Dam, and just going over some power lines there. Buzzing local church. Hi guys. Pretty big town. Power lines, power lines. Some more power lines. Yep, I'm going to go over these. So I just watched a YouTube doco which said the best reaction to seeing power lines in front of you is to pull up. Not try to turn away from them, but just pull up. So that's what I'm doing. Mind you, being in a valley complicates the turning left and right anyways. I'm sure there's some power lines. Yep, there's pylons on the left and on the right. I'm pretty sure they went across the valley there. Almost at waypoint 3. Coming up. Another small township, I believe. Yes. Beautiful. What a great reveal. passing waypoint 3, which is this delightful town, and heading up to waypoint 4, obviously, or 5, I think. No, 4, yeah, indeed 4, which is our turn point to the northwest. And for the next couple of legs, the valley is very forgiving. Having said that, power lines again. And now we're making our turn to the northwest. It's pretty much west-northwest. Let's stay in that view for a bit. Actually, it's very picturesque. But that's the view I wanted. Fantastic. Doesn't get much better than that. Gorgeous. Incredible how dark those shadows are. We're still getting light in here. Beautiful. Okay, let's get back into the sun. So we're almost at waypoint 6, which is the ossuary of fallen Italian soldiers. There's a church on this hill, and it's just beyond that. Let's slow up a bit. Pretty much 12 o'clock, and we take the northern valley beyond. Which pretty much heads to the west. Or, no, still northwest for a bit. You know, let's try to do a flyby of the ossuary. There it is on the hill. Well worth a visit. And into the more northern of the two valleys there. Excellent. So we've just flown past the ossuary of fallen World War I soldiers in northwest Slovenia, and heading up to a couple more valley waypoints. Boy, that mirror is bright. Now the other one's bright. And then we go south across the plain for about 20 miles straight back to Konjice Airport. It's these charming hamlets. Slovenia is full of these charming vistas. Yeah, there's a lake on the left there. I think I'll have to check it out next time. Lots going on here, and we can see up the end against that green hill is the next waypoint where we're heading directly west for a while. Look at the beautiful water. Fantastic. Here we turn west and things get a little more rugged again, I think. Yep, they do. Very cold down here. Surprisingly, it's indicating 7 degrees, which is still cold. No doubt about that. Quite grey in the shadows. And here's the return of the sunlight. What's the time? 10:07 AM. So it's very bright. Almost out of the valleys. It's cool that this main road follows our entire route. Very nice. Right, getting to the right side of the valley, we've got an 80-degree left turn, and then we're pretty much on the home run. Let's get back in the pit. And round we go. Beautiful, beautiful reveal. Nice, gentle river. Broad valley floor, and we're about 4.6 miles from the top end of Trieste. couple more miles. Now this is kind of hazardous entering these shadows, but because I know the lay of the land, I'm pretty confident that we're going to do a right turn at 45 degrees now. There we go. Yeah, it's very dark down here. Last turn point coming up, exiting the valleys, and then proceeding back to Ronchi Airport in a straight line. Fantastic. Beautiful. Right, we're headed direct back to Porterage from the Konjice viaduct. It's about 12 miles back, and let's get clearance to land actually. Let's do that. Channel 2. Channel 2. Mike India Golf 3.
Tower MiGMan 00711 miles northeast, 1,300 feet to land.
MiGMan 007 Tower. Altimeter 29er.9er, 2 wind tree, 2 tree at 20. Fly right downwind runway 15.
Copy that. Copy that.
Enter right downwind runway 15 MiGMan 007.
Very cool. So runway 15, which means that you're landing towards high ground, but that's what it is. And right downwind, so I'm thinking we might duck down into the valley when we get a few miles out. We'll see how we go. Meantime, let's try another couple of barrel rolls. Let's throttle up, 10 degrees up, and here we go. Not too bad. That's maximum deflection. Let's try about half deflection. And we ended up very much nose down, but that's alright. Let's try one to the right. Maximum deflection, and boom. Oh, overshot. So how many seconds does it take? So let's go to the right again. 1, 2, that's about 2 seconds to do the full 360. That's pretty fast. So I think this is the valley I'm talking about. Possibly not. We're still headed dead towards the airport. We're coming in from the northeast. Okay, I'm starting to see it now through the glare. I think we get to the second ridge that we can see and duck down into that valley, and we'll be at the southern end of the runway, which we can work with. We'll go past the runway, turn right, and come back to land to the south. So let's do that. Let's get down into this valley. Throttling back a bit, watching out for power lines. Fantastic. Big crane on the left there. Right, so let's get back up to about 500 feet. And we should see the runway about 1 o'clock shortly. There's the coast. Pretty sure I can see it there about 1 o'clock. It's kind of disorienting. Is it here? Yes, that dark field in the distance looks like a runway, but I thought it was closer to the hills. Right, so we'll cross midfield at the tower. We'll drop some smoke over the tower. Hi guys, it's me again. Let's have a look back as we go past. Smoke off. Right. Let's go downwind. Right downwind. There's the threshold right there. Cool. I'm going to give myself plenty of time to land.
MiGMan 007, wind tree 2 tree at 20.
It's only day
Clear
2.
to land runway 15.
Copy that.
Clear to land runway 15 MiGMan 007.
I'm going to wait till I get to the coast right here. Give myself plenty of room. Yeah, I'm only 1.3 miles from the runway, so no hurry. Right, 139 knots. Turn to final. So landing about 90 knots. Gear down. Flaps 1. I can see the terminal buildings in the sun there. And the tree line just before the threshold. 100 knots. Let's go flaps 2. Got 3 greens, gears down, landing light on. Runway in sight. .97 knots, let's not get too slow. Trimming up. 99. Trimming up. 95. Adding power. Very responsive, but not too twitchy. Okay, throttling back. Runway lights are on. Thank you guys. 93 knots. Don't get too slow here. Sync rate is okay, but we're landing really long. See how we go. Might have to go around, but I think we'll be okay. Throttle back. Touchdown. And yeah, we'll be good. Wheel brakes on. Flaps up. 29 knots, 20.
MiGMan 007, exit runway when able.
Pulls up nice and quick. I like that. Alright, let's get under 10 knots. Turn around. Very smooth on the ground. Let's clear the runway. Sweaty palms is appropriate.
MiGMan 007, turn next taxiway.
Applying brakes. Turning in. It's got a nice feel on the ground actually. Just tapping the right brake there.
007 exit runway when able. MiGMan 007 contact ground on 124.857.
Copy that. Copy that. Or whatever. It's pretty casual here, so just park right here.
MiGMan 007, did you hear my last transmission?
Copy that.
124.857 MiGMan 007.
Okay, parking brake. Not hit. Check that sound out. I can do it again. Beautiful. Right, and I'm going to shut down. And there we go. Another nice day in Portoroche with the T-27. Entering the Solka Valley over the Solkan Bridge, and here's the Sakano Bridge. Beautiful morning. Still morning, yes, 11:37. Let's push it up along this first leg. It's 170, 180 knots. Just pan this camera around. Great. Hours of fun. So yes, it seems like a very secluded part of Slovenia, and I guess in a way it is. It's a long valley in the northwest, surrounded by mountains. So it certainly feels like it's off the beaten track. It's waypoint 3 coming up. If I can keep this in the air. Pay attention. Wow. Aviate, navigate, then communicate. I wasn't just communicating, I was daydreaming. Right. It's not even on the list. Slow up and have a look at the surroundings. So this is just past waypoint 3. 1, 2. Waypoint 2 actually. Yeah. And lots to see. I must come back here in a helicopter. Plenty of places to land. In a chopper. Or maybe in a V-style aircraft. Just to do one circle over this town. Beautiful. Okay, let's continue up the valley. Heading north out of Bizet back to Slovenia. Let's have a look back. Yeah, that's the hill I was looking for, with the town centre on it. Fantastic. Let's get that camera centered up. There we go. Right, let's climb a bit actually. Have a look at the nice terrain we've got around the place. I'll adjust that camera while I'm here too, I think. Come down a bit, turn right a bit. Angle down a bit more, and I'll save that one. Right wing. Right. So there's a right wing, kind of fuselage, and left wing. More extended views. I'll just move that left wing across a bit. There we go. I'll save that. Once again, slight pause as it saves. Right, and we can see that I'm trying to think of the name of the towns, I can't, but the coast near Portoroz is dead ahead. So about halfway to this waypoint. About 3, 4 or 5 miles out. So it's in this valley to the right, and you can't miss it. We're about 2,900 feet at the moment. So let's have a look from the pit. Yeah, pretty awesome terrain. And what a great view out of this cockpit. Got no rails up above, and great views over the shoulder, left and right. Fantastic. And there's a viaduct. One day I will fly under it, but not today. Get the nose down. At that point, now you can follow the coast all the way back to Portoroz, but let's stick to the plan today. And we'll head direct. It's about 12 miles southwest back to the airport. So let's lay some smoke over the viaduct for the amusement of the various motorists. Smoke on. Watch the power lines there. Awesome. On track for home, smoke off. Beautiful. So we've just left Butaniga Dam and we're headed to the town of Buzet in Croatia. Bit of turbulence here as you would expect. Power lines on the hill, and over we go. Gorgeous terrain down here. So only my second day with this aircraft, and I got to say, it's going to stay in the stable. Really enjoy flying it. Feels great, performs well, great visibility, and it sounds good. Engine sounds are good, cockpit sounds are great. and the cockpit's very nicely rendered as well. Now in this valley we should see Buzet, and characterised by a hill in the middle of town with church and other buildings on it, about 11 o'clock. So I'm just going to throttle back, and there's the hill, 12 o'clock. I'm just going to turn that camera around a bit. Save that, left wing saved. Once again it causes a slight pause as it saves, but we can live with that. So now we've got a good wingtip view. Nice, let's lay some smoke. Smoke on. Don't forget the high ground to the south. Keep turning. And there we go, complete circle. Cool. Smoke off. Very enjoyable aircraft to fly, I've got to say. Right, once more around the town centre, then we'll head north to the viaduct at Konjice, back in Slovenia. Great view there, and we're flying through our own clouds. That's cool. Rightio, northward we go. Heading for Butaniga Dam, Croatia. The T-27 Embraer Tucano. Lovely aircraft to fly, I've got to say. Let's do a roll as we look back. Oop, rotated too far, but hey, I'm only in the single digit hours in this aircraft, so cut myself a bit of slack. Still over rotated. Let's try it from the front angle. 2, 3. Better. Righto. So if we climb a bit, actually, we're at 700 feet. Let's get to 1500 and we should be able to see the dam. And as I say that, I'm noticing the church on this hill on the right, which I had not seen before. Let's go and give that a closer look. Fantastic. So much to see down here. Hi guys. Awesome. Okay, now we're up to 1,000 feet. Turning back on track. I think the dam's just past this ridge from memory. Yep, we can follow this valley on the left, which we were on, all the way to the dam. So you're pretty much following the valley all the way from the coastal town of Novigrad Harbour all the way to this dam. And there's the dam. Let's do a bit of a strafing profile towards that. rockets away. Beautiful. Then we're going to pull off to the left to head to the town of Buzet. Nice. And there's a bit of a climb here. Right, rising terrain. Cool. So we're just leaving Novigrad Harbour, Croatia, and we're heading upriver back to the east to waypoint 3. And we're on track, looking good. I wonder if I can adjust those mirrors. I have not tried before. Oh, you know what, I can. That's awesome. Okay, play with that later. Right, so let's get back on track. So we've got this canal, which you can see. We've just flown past the start of it. It looks to me like they've turned a river into a canal for a few miles here. Nice, nice valley with not too steep sides, and we've got a bridge here. Pretty tall one actually. And there will be some power lines around, I reckon. And the next waypoint is an intersection here. Power lines, here they are. Easy peasy. I like the heat blur coming out of this engine too. It's subtle, but you can see it just on top of those hills under the wing. Let's throttle down a bit and see if we can spot this intersection. Now, even if you can't see the road because of snow or whatever, there's a valley on the left you can see. It's going to be up there a bit, but another 2 miles. So pretty much be flying as the crow flies, 064 degrees. Very close to the intersection now. Just come left a bit. Traffic on the roads there, and intersection coming up. I think it's around about where the river gets all windy. Just up here. Yeah, there it is. So road coming in from the left. Pretty distinctive. Couple of bridges there. So 2 bridges. I might add that to the notes actually. Look for the intersection with the 2 bridges as we head to the next waypoint, which is Butaniga Dam. So we're just leaving the port of Umag, heading down the coast into Croatia to the port of Novigrad, which is, it's only about 6 miles away I think. Let's check out some of these nice GoPro angles I've got set up. .4 miles, it says. Beautiful. Doesn't get much better than that. Let's just adjust that camera down a bit. I reckon that's a good angle. Nice. Slight stutter there caused by me saving the camera angle. Sometimes we'll do that, but not to worry. Don't often save camera angles in flight. Let's do a roll. Good. Fantastic. Right, let's climb because we're coming up on Novigrad. Let's get the big picture. And there's Novigrad Harbour. Right on the nose at the, not sure what the river is called. It's in my notes somewhere, but we are heading up that river. Let's do a circuit around the harbour at low level. Nice day for sailing on the right there. Catamaran, yeah it is. Come down to 100 feet, past the church. I gotta say 100 feet, 130 knots, feels very comfortable in this aircraft. Doesn't feel comfortable in all aircraft. Nice harbour there, courtesy of Mamu Design, I would say. He's fantastic docks and harbour add-on. It's all listed on the website. Fantastic. Okay, heading upriver to waypoint 3. Taking off in the T-27 by RP Simulations. I've got to say I love the sounds in this cockpit. Let's turn the taxi lights on and off. Now the landing lights. Beautiful. And back on again. Similarly all around the cockpit, nice switchology sounds. Right, let's get underway. Parking brake is off. Bring the power up. And monitoring the rudder pedals. Quite sensitive. 40 knots. Still putting the power up. 60. Rotating at 80. Now. Holding 5 degrees. Tap the toe brakes, gear up. And flaps up at 100 knots. Trim for climb. Trimmed and climbing. Going through 120 knots. I've got to say I'm really enjoying this aircraft. Right, let's turn onto track for
007, continue for south departure.
For Umag. Copy that. Copy that. Oh, come on, computer. Copy that. There we go.
Tower MiGMan 007, continue for south departure.
Okay, let's work on the trim. Going through 700 feet. I did see some comments on the developers' website about people complaining about lack of power. I don't know which aircraft they were flying, but this thing has heaps of power in my opinion. Each of their own. Let's do a barrel roll as we approach Umag. So nose up 10 degrees, let's go to the right. Very brisk roll rate, love it. Let's just try that from the GoPro views, do one to the left. Nose up 10 degrees and full left stick. Beautiful. Beautiful. Nicely modelled, very smooth. Okay, so these Umag coming up under the nose there. Let's get back in the pit. I'll throttle back a little bit. So basically you take off from Portoroz, you head west to the coast and there's the port of Umag. And then we're going to follow the coast down into Croatia. Copy that.
Tower MiGMan 007 frequency change.
So let's drop some smoke over the port, just for fun. Hi guys, beautiful day for sailing. Smoke on. And around we go. .800 feet. 146 knots. Going to roll out pretty low over the marina because we can. And then I'll pull up, I'll go to the reverse cam and smoke off. Let's pull over the top. Gonna go to flaps 1. Back in the pit. Roll out. No dramas. Flaps up. And there's our smoke trail. Doesn't linger too long. Although not too bad. Yeah. Okay. You can do a complete circle. No worries. And there it is. So there's the port of Umag, just west of Portoroz. Let's proceed down to waypoint 2. Just doing a short drone flight at Sustanj Airport with Neptune 11's usual high quality enhancements. There's the main hangar. Flags waving in the breeze. That's the flag we like to see. Some playground equipment, that's nice to see. Have to try that out later. Cafe, yep. Seating, quite a lot of seating. That'd be the menu, I guess. Push bikes, localized flora. I feel Slovenia. I feel love. Oh, that's pretty clever. Bar Kavnik. Parking spot, customized lights and paths. Some nice shrubbery down there. So we're at the east end of the runway. Let's have a look at the north side with these farms which have been added. Runway 33. Yeah, quite a lot of high terrain up there. I can say now from a bit of experience. I'd rather take off to the south, but of course it depends on the wind. At least, I guess, landing from the south, you get to approach over the lake rather than down those valleys. Some charming fields of corn, I think it is. Very nice. Nice to see the farms flashed out a bit with some tractors down there. And there's some moo cows. Look like Frisians from here. But I'm pretty rusty on my cow identification. It's certainly typical colours of Frisians. And in fact, these might go down as almost the first animals, maybe the first animals I've seen in the sim, despite about 4,000 hours of flying over the last 3 years. Of course, I saw some sheep at another one of his airports. And of course, he's customised the local streets, housing, very nice. Okay, now looking from the north west. In the distance, basketball court, I guess. Yep. Oh, basketball. Not basketball. Some other sport. Oh, it's got basketball hoops this way. Cool. And now I use this area as a visual reference in many of the flights because of the 2 large lakes and the power station. Which is probably worth another video in itself because he's put a lot of work into what's going on down here. Yeah, lots of detail. Just have a quick look around. Here are the local birds. Slovenian sparrow, I think I just heard. Nice livery on that smokestack. It's awesome. Yeah, lots of detail down there. Wow. Okay, so there's a very quick look at the awesome and free upgrade to Sostange Airport by Neptune 11. Another 5-star modification for Microsoft Flight Sim. Fantastic. taking off out of Celje in eastern Slovenia. Throttling up, flaps are 1, fuel's good, tow brakes off. Right rudder in. Taking off from runway 33. Airspeed's alive. Rotating. Positive rate of climb, gear up. Threading the needle through the high terrain to get out of here. That looks promising. Flaps are up, coming up. Nice. Let's have a look on the left. Beautiful. And if I do a 180-degree left turn, we'll come back past the power station and we can try it again. There we go, the famous power station at the two lakes here at Celje. We use this area as a visual reference for our many flights in this part of Slovenia. Fantastic. Heading to land at Sostage. And quite easy to spot the airfield this time because I've been laying smoke all around the place. Okay, let's do a midfield brake. Braking now. S3G. Nice. Right, I'm going to turn a little bit early this time. Gear down. Flaps 1. Flaps 2. Speed coming back to 110. Throttle's right back, feels good. Got 3 greens, gears down, landing light on. Satisfying thunk in this aircraft when you flip these cockpit switches. Watch my sink rate there. I think it's pretty good. Chop the throttle, flare, and we're down. Beautiful. Hi guys. I guess those cows are used to all the noise. Being right next to a airfield. Beautiful spot this, with Neptune 11's modifications, really localises the airfield. Fantastic. Laying some smoke over Sostage Airport, and it's more fun than a barrel of monkeys. Okay, smoke on. Let's pull up. Over the top. Throttle back. Nice. And let's enter the loop here at about 180 knots, I think, 190, more or less. Pulling back, holding about 2G there. And we get to minimum airspeed. So probably should enter the loop faster, I'd say, over 200 knots. And then let's try it this time and pull 3G. See how that works out. There's 200 knots. Okay, let's try that and let's do 3G. Pull, there's 3G. Pull back harder, harder, harder. Yeah, that's the way to do it. And we ended up about 90 knots over the top. Couldn't quite sustain 3G, but that seems to be a better technique. Start at 3G, and then as you go vertical, pull right back on the stick. Try it one more time. I need to get the speed up first. Everything's cleaned up. Full throttle, 180 knots. Well, let's try that. Pulling up. There's 3G. Okay, G's bleeding back. Pull the stick right back, and yeah, we get over the top about 80 knots. Very cool. Let's do it once more. Now going downhill, we should be able to get over 200 knots this time. There's 200 coming up now. 210. This will be a nice fast one. 210, almost 220. I'm going to pull up now. There's 3G. Pulling back hard now as we go vertical. And yeah, wow. We came over the top about 100 knots. Awesome. Smoke off. Let's have a look at what we left in our trail. All kinds of fun there. Great fun. Okay, setting myself up to land at Chelia. I'll wait till I get to the lake, then I'll turn to final. Start turning now. Let's go flaps 1. Gear down. Flaps 2. Tighten that turn. Watch the speed there. It's all good. We're descending. Got 3 greens. Landing lights are on. Gears down. Fuel is good. Setting up for runway 33.
Lima Oscar Kilo Golf Traffic Generic India, Delta Zulu Kilo X-Ray, taking off runway 4 south departure.
Runway 4. I hope he's not... that's another airport, I believe. Just checking my compass there. Yep. Righto. Concentration. Rate of descent is very nice and slow. There's 500 feet per minute there. Let's not overdo it. Yep, almost did. I'm now going to run out of runway, so we're down. Toe brakes on. We're good. Luckily this thing has got incredibly good toe brakes. Look at that. So pretty much is a short field performer, I would say, especially on landing anyway. I've had a few hairy moments trying to get this off the ground here and not using the full length of the runway. But anyway, there you go. Another happy afternoon in Slovenia. Coming into land at Chelia. So I figure if I turn inside the power station over the lake, let's go flaps 1 and gear down, full flaps, trimming up. Yep, that sets me up pretty well for runway 33. Which is not the longest of runways, but if I'm sensible, should be some room to spare in the T-27. Let's go to the undercarriage view. Looking good, looking good. Sink rate too high, too high. Luckily the engine's very responsive. Save my bacon there, and here we go, touchdown. Main gear down, wheel brakes on, there's no air brake, throttle's back. Ah, heaps of room actually, it turns out. Yep, no drama at all. Beautiful spot too. Coming into land, hopefully, at Chelia in Slovenia's east. Let's go full flaps now. Trim up. Still haven't seen the runway. According to my instruments, oh, there it is. Wow. I can see the threshold just beyond that line of trees. Okay. About 20 degrees off course. Righto, we might do a touch and go this time. go. Yeah, let's do a touch. Nice. And go around. Let's go flaps 1. Up we go. Gear up. Flaps come up at their own sedate pace, and we're away again. Beautiful. And this time climbing up nicely over the rather high terrain to the west. Some great mountain flying around here, that's for sure. Valley widens out and we can see tucked away at about 12 o'clock is the left turn, taking us down to the plain just above Trieste. So I'll stick to the right here. Let's get back in the driver's seat for this corner. Pretty rugged terrain. And here we go. It's a pretty classic junction, this one, because it looks almost hobbit tight, and then it immediately opens out. And it looks very friendly. Cool. And dotted amongst the grandeur, these charming villages like the one on the left here. Beautiful. Next waypoint we turn directly west, and within about 2 or 3 miles we cross the border into Italy, more like 2 miles by the look of it. Once again, another township on the left. This one's called Srepenica, or words to that effect. Now we're coming up to Bolvec, to a small airport, which I think we'll see. It's a grass strip, but I definitely want to come back here and land in a small aircraft. And we're just about to cross the border into Italy. Don't think there's any features there to define it. But certainly according to my map, we're about 1 mile out. There's a road on the left, maybe there's a border crossing. Coming up in about half a mile. Some buildings at 1 o'clock. And okay, it's where these valleys meet. So the border crossing, there's a road below us. So it's got to be, in fact, according to my other map, we've just crossed it. So it's somewhere around here where these two valleys meet. So into Italy. Still continuing to the west. I'll just get the camera straightened out. Following a road on the right there. And momentarily we're going to turn almost to the south. Almost. Approaching the Solcan and Sacano bridges to the south, and going to do the first half of the valley run after we fly under the two bridges, I think. Hopefully. Yep. Pretty scary. And okay, we did it. Power lines there. Dam. And off we go. It's coming up through 180 knots. Following the Soca River the best I can. Heading northwest. The next turn, or next leg is to the northeast. Sure interrupts my monologues. Just going to turn her right down. Right. Thank you. As I was saying, just about to turn to the northeast. So each leg was about 6 legs, I think, 7 in this trip. But I obviously don't put a waypoint at every river bend. That would be 50 legs. It's ridiculous. So now we're changing from northwest to more or less northeast. So checking out Smartinska Dam near Chelia Airport. And we're going to head back and land momentarily. Let's have a look left. Gorgeous. What a great spot. Nice little marina down there. There's the dam. Fabulous. Airport should be about 12 o'clock. Yep, I can see the I can see the solar panels on the hangar glinting in the sun. About 11 o'clock there. So we'll cross midfield, circle back to land runway 29. Quite bumpy down here today. There are a lot of hills around though, so to be expected. Look at the rivets on the tailplane there. And the oops, have I got the flaps up? I do, yep. Ailerons moving. Fantastic aircraft model, this one. Okay, there's midfield, let's focus. Let's turn to downwind. We're about 500 feet, which is where I like to be. Speed is okay, full gear. And flaps 1. Got 3 greens, gears down. Heading downwind, I've lost sight of the runway. It's right underneath me, that's why. Let's have a look back. Yep, too close to the runway. Okay, let's do a bit of a teardrop to the south. And then we'll come back around. Watching the power. Let's go full flaps now. Fantastic aircraft model, this one, and really becoming fast, one of my favourites to fly. Might as well stay in that camera view actually. Okay, we're on final. Throttling back, but I'll bring it back in a bit. Don't want to get much slower than 90 knots here. Full flaps, gears down, landing lights are on. Also great sound, you hear the landing light switch clunk there. Every switch has a nice sound to it. Okay, let's get this right. Getting down to 80 knots, going to cut the throttle here. Flare and touchdown, yay. Right rudder, right toe brakes, both toe brakes but more right rudder, there we go. Whew. So there's Smartinska Dam and landing back at Chelia. Just taxiing back to the start of runway 29 at Chelia. Let's put the flaps to take off. Lovely broad runway. Let's maybe take off from this view actually. Okay, let's do it. Full power, right rudder. Quite a lot of right rudder. Airspeed's alive at 70, 80. Wants to start to fly. Let's ease back on the stick. At 6 degrees up. Gear up, positive rate of climb there. Tapping the brakes and flaps up. Awesome. Okay, let's turn to the north. I want to check out Smartinska Dam. Smartinska Dam. Just getting my bearings here. Okay, if I keep this smooth turn up, I should see it shortly. It's one of the waypoints in the fourth flight out of Maribor, second waypoint actually. Okay, there it is, we're headed towards it now. Let's have a look back. So that road going around the airport should be, there it is, down there. Here's the dam. Let's get the trim sorted, that's better. Beautifully modelled aircraft, this one. Just fantastic. Not much wind today. Oh, it says 12 knots. Okay, looks pretty still. Let's have a close look at the dam. Then we'll go back and land. Nice. Doing my first takeoff from Chelia Airport in the T-27. Runway 29 and let's go. Right rudder, counteracting the torque. Airspeed's alive, we've got 50, 80, let's start to rotate about 90, whoops, rolling to the left there. Positive rate of climb, tap the brakes, gear up, and flaps up. Keep climbing, jolly good. Okay, let's turn to the south. Throttle back a bit. We're about 500 feet AGL. So heading back to the east, and the town of Chelia is what occupies all the area in front of us, actually. It's quite a big town. And it's at the mouth of a valley to the south, which we'll look at in a moment, which features in quite a lot of the flight plans here. Just looking back at the airport, looks great. Fantastic. So the valley to the right, there we go, about 2 o'clock. Marabor's up there to the northeast, past those hills. And we do quite a few flights through that gap actually. It's pretty cool. Bit bumpy down here, we'll just keep climbing a bit. Let's go to the belly cam view. Yes, from previous flight I know that smokestack and the rail yard on the right, and got a Mosnica Dam is dead ahead 12 o'clock, and we'll just actually fly over to that and then turn back to the airport. So there's a dam to the west and about the same distance, what, 4 or 5 miles to the north is Smartinska Dam, which we'll have a look at later. There's got a Mosnica Dam. Very cool. Let's head back to the airport. Okay, let's see if we can touch down on runway 29 again. Let's get back in the pit. Airport's about 1 o'clock. Yes, the other dam is just can't see it, but it's near those hills. Check that out on the next flight. So, like I said, it's my first flight over here. Just want to get familiar with the landmarks, and let's etc. Let's go back to the belly cam for a minute. There we go. So the airport's quite easily visible with that huge clearing, and we've got the main road running around the east and north side of it. Okay, so I can see the runway. Let's go gear down, flaps 1 and flaps 4, power up a bit and see if we can put it down. Yeah, quite bumpy here today. It's what's 11 degrees, which is it's probably warm for Slovenia. No insult intended. Just going to go back to the belly cam. There we go. So there's the road. And watch the speed here, watch the speed. Wonderfully responsive engine on this. Gets me out of a lot of trouble. And I'm going to flare and touch down in about now, I think. Ease back on the stick. Didn't turn the takeoff landing lights off, as we can see. Turn them off now. There we go. Easy peasy. Fantastic.